And it's the Mavericks to start out. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Monte is the 2 with Parsons playing the small forward. Dirk and Chandler up front. And it's Nelson in at the point guard. Now here is Nelson. Nowitzki gets a wide open look and counted from 19 feet away. Nowitzki's got his team on the board to start the game for the Mavs. Well, Dirk Nowitzki may be the best mid-range jump shooter in the league, and he's been that way for a long time. A shot that's falling out of favor, but Clark, for him, it's a go-to weapon.
Yeah, he's able to back down defenders and then hit that nice turnaround. Most of the time, he's much taller than whoever's guarding him, so there's really not much you can do to impede that shot.
Cleveland on defense. Nelson with it. Nowitzki sets a screen for Nelson. Jumper off the screen. That's good for Nowitzki on the assist by Nelson. Nowitzki's got his second basket. Verajao with a screen on Nelson. Irving dishes to Verajao. Misses from close range.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss. Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Here's Waiters, banked in off the glass.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
Nelson kicks to Ellis. Back to Nelson. That's Nowitzki at the elbow. And it's Ellis penetrating. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Nowitzki.
Beautiful cut to the hoop. He's getting anything he wants here already.
The Cavaliers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Love with the screen for James. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Looks like he might be on his game today, Clark.
Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Nelson, the pass to Ellis. Chandler with the screen on Waiters. Parsons against Verajao. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Ellis. And the rejection by Love. Irving with it. Now guarded by Parsons. Irving dishes to Verajao. Ellis against Waiters. Baseline jumper. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
In low to Ellis. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Now, he's one of the best in the league when it comes to executing that lead pass.
Irving attacking. Love kicks to Irving. Love with the screen for Irving. Back to Love. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens.
Especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots.
Shots good by Ellis.
Well, this quarter has gone awfully well for him. It seems like every chance he's gotten, he's pretty much converted.
Irving kicks to Waiters. Fires the 3. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. And it's 7 points for Dion Waiters.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Nelson outside. Nowitzki kicks to Nelson. Parsons attacking. Takes a shot at the elbow. Can't get it to go. And Cleveland will come the other way. Outside Irving. James in the post. Covered by Parsons. And again, it's Cleveland.
Mavs coach Rick Carlisle with over 2 decades of experience in the coaching ranks, now in his 13th season as a head coach.
Chandler with a screen for Ellis. Dishes it to Nowitzki. Nelson, no one around him. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Nelson's got his first points in this one. The Cavaliers leading by 3. And Rick Carlisle co-captained the University of Virginia team that made the Final Four. Won an NBA title as a player with the Celtics. in 1986 and Clark another title coaching the Mavs in 2011.
That was really an enjoyable title run that he had with the Mavericks. Did a fantastic job. He's had one of the better win percentages in coaching history. Tremendous tactician. Got to see him work up close during his time as the Pacers assistant coach with Larry Bird and then the head coach for the Pacers for a while. Certainly one of the highly esteemed coaches in history. That's 4 connections and 5 tries now for him in what's been a great first quarter.
Mavericks trail by 5. Pass to Ellis. Ellis, a scoring combo guard, the highest career scoring average ever, Steve, for a player never to be selected as an all-star in this league.
Yeah, he's always been on that borderline. Some of it, Kevin, has to do with, he's only been on a winning team 3 of his 8 seasons. 2 of those in Golden State, and then, of course, last year in Dallas. But you also think about the depth in the backcourt in the Western Conference. Boy, it's tough to make that all-star team.
And he knocks down the first one.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
And for Ellis, at times he's been criticized as a volume scorer and not a great defender. Sometimes these labels that players get are hard to shake, whether they're true or not. But I think you can see improvement in Ellis's game in both areas. And if he can help the Mavs win big, I think he could be an all-star. Should be an all-star.
And he makes both free throws.
Oh you look at Ellis defensively, quick hands, great in passing lanes. And of late, he's done better one-on-one. I think playing for a detail-minded coach like Rick Carlisle has helped him at that end of the court.
Love with the screen on Parsons, and it's Verajao penetrating. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the tin for the layup.
Nelson against Irving. Ellis, the pass to Nelson. Back to Ellis. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Ellis has got 10 points.
The points just keep coming for him this quarter, and just at the right time, too, as they try to narrow the deficit.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland.
Jameer Nelson, a stocky 6-foot guard, now in his 11th season out of St. Joe's. College Player of the Year his senior season.
Here's Irving. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. LeBron outside. Here's Waiters. Irving drives in. Tries again. Rejected by Chandler. Parsons dishes to Nelson. Nowitzki outside. Ellis kicks to Nowitzki. Nelson outside. Ellis outside. Nowitzki with the screen on Waiters. And here's Ellis from beyond the arc. And it's rebounded by Anderson Varejao. And Clark Nelson on the shorter side for a point guard, but very solidly built.
Compactly so, and a really good competitor, smart, tough point guard. And the size is a disadvantage defensively, but has been a good jump shooter and floor general throughout his career.
Mavericks trailed by 3. The pass to Chandler. Parsons on the wing. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Verajao's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Irving from long range. Dirk Nowitzki with the rebound. Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. A chance now to go to Dorisburg, who had a chance to talk with Rick Carlisle.
There are a lot of big names to deal with in this one, but perhaps none bigger than LeBron James. He told me planning for LeBron is a headache because he can do so much on the floor, saying there isn't a hole in his game. The only real way to slow him down is to get him working against himself. Physically, there is no answer for LeBron.
All right, Doris. Now here's Waiters, following the miss by Monte Ellis. Love with the screen on Nelson. Waiters with the ball. And it's Nelson picking him up. The shot's good from Irving.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Let's see how long they can keep it going. This is quite a start.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Verjao. Marion comes in for Kevin Love. Mike Miller's checked in for James. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Dion Waiters. On defense, Cleveland. 6-point lead. Kicks it to Harris. Wright sets a screen for Harris to the left side wing. 6 on the shot clock. Thompson against Wright. It's good from the top of the key. Wright's got his first 2 points.
Both teams on fire right from the opening tip.
Pedal to the throttle, Steve, just like we like it.
Outside Irving. Left side Miller. He dishes it to Marion. Shoots from 12. That's in, coming off an assist from Miller. And the Cavaliers lead by 6. The Mavericks have gone 8 of 15 from the field, shooting above 50% here tonight. Wright with a screen on Irving. Harris with it. And it's Miller picking him up. No one near Felton as he lets it go. Buries it from 3-point range.
That bounce pass got him the ball in rhythm. Nice play.
Irving against Harris. Pass to Miller. Back to Irving. Tries it from the top of the key, and the Cavaliers get another bucket right there. Mavericks trailed by 5.
The Cavs tried to make a push for the playoffs last season, in a way going against the grain, but instead a disappointing season when it was all over. The coach and front office questioning the team's effort level.
And it's Harris off the drive. Off target on the 15-footer.
And a missed opportunity right there.
Definitely, I think he should have converted that one.
Here's Irving. And here is Harris. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Wright sets a screen for Harris. Now, here's Aminu. Covered by Miller. 6 to shoot. Here's Wright. Tries again. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Here's Dellavedova. Here's Thompson, and he uses both hands to jam it in. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
Well, the Cavs did make some big changes from last season, and they shouldn't have a problem staying motivated, putting in the effort this year.
Well, you know, Kevin, last year they were a very young group and didn't have the vet presence they might have needed. With LeBron coming in, they've got brilliance in every category, leadership and play. He's got the clout of his championship rings. The whole mindset of the team is about to go to a very different and high level.
Here is Miller. Al-Farouq Aminu picking up that last basket. And that one's good. And the Cavaliers lead by 7. Here's Harris. 27 seconds left to play here in the first. Wright with a screen on Irving. Harris passes to Wright. Six to shoot. Outside Felton. The 3. Shot is off. Here's Irving. No good. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Cavaliers lead by 7. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in this first half.
You know, one other thing that's clear is how well they're burying their jump shots here in the early going.
Here's Dellavedova. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Mike Miller. Then it's LeBron James. Then there's Marion. And it's Thompson in at the 5 spot. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second. James kicks to Marion. 6 to shoot. High post try, and Wright pulls it down. Wright's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Shawn Marion, with 15 years in the NBA, a very good 15 years, basically talked about retiring even though he was still playing well at the conclusion of last season. Although I guess he did have a change of heart.
Now here is Harris. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Harris against James. On the money with the shot from the left block. James has got the first points up on the board here in the 2nd quarter for Cleveland. Mavericks trail by 9.
And Marion, a 4-time All-Star, one of the most athletic and versatile players in league history. Still an excellent role player, even after all these years.
Jefferson gets the bucket.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Here's Dellavedova. He feeds it to Miller. The dish now to LeBron. Jefferson with some nice D. And Marion has made a good chunk of change over his career. A lot of money. He said he wanted to walk away while he could still walk.
Yeah, well, he can't walk, and his game certainly could still walk and talk. An excellent defender, an energy player, a stat sheet stuffer. I'm quite pleased that he hasn't decided to hang him up yet.
Now here's James, and that one's good. James has got 12 in the game.
You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway, take the shot that's available.
Here's Felton. Left side, Felton. Left side, Felton. It's Jefferson outside. Another 3 for Dallas.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Thompson on the mark with the 15-footer. And the Cavaliers lead by 7.
When they pulled up from mid-range, more often than not, they've buried.
You know, that's not always the #1 option, but if the defense gives that to you, you got to take it.
Felton goes in. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
Well, he can squeeze himself into the box score every now and then.
James against Jefferson. Comes up empty down low.
Textbook defending there. He didn't give him an inch of space to get that shot off.
Yeah, great footwork and terrific positioning, Clark.
The feed to Harris. Screen by Jefferson. Out to the right wing. In the corner, it's Felton. Can't get it to go. Good D by Miller. The Cavaliers leading by 5. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, you have to admire Dion Waiters' confidence as he feels he's going to be the next great shooting guard, not shy to proclaim himself as the next in line. Waiters saying, I really believe that I'll eventually be the best shooting guard in the NBA. This year, I'm going to show a lot of people who doubted me and still doubt me. I'm going to show them. Can't wait to watch, guys.
Well, Doris, confidence so key in this league. Thanks. Now here's Wright. Harris kicks to Jefferson. Dallas moving it around. LeBron against Felton. Thompson with the rebound.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Here's Dellavedova. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Reverses, and that one's good.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
Now Harris. Right side Jefferson. Outside Felton. Back to Harris. Lets it go from deep. No luck. And Cleveland the other way now.
It's interesting that the Mavs almost exclusively built through free agency. They make draft picks, but they always seem to have a hand in free agency come July.
Now here's Thompson. Feeds to James. Trying to find Thompson. He gets it to him. tries to save it. The Mavericks pull it in. Jefferson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Well, Clark, you look back at some of the big names they were rumored to be in on. Darren Williams and Dwight Howard, those 2 names come to mind.
And they missed out on them, but they've always been very good about remaining flexible when they need to be with the salary cap.
And the basket by Harris.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically, no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Dellavedova dishes to Miller.
One thing you know when it comes to the Mavericks is they're not going to sit back and stand pat. They want to reload, not rebuild every year.
The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws of this.
At the line for 2.
The first one falls. A different look now for Cleveland. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Thompson. Love comes in for Sean Marion. And Dion Waiters subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. He's perfect from the line this time. Here's Nelson. Nelson, right side. Passes it to Nowitzki. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Well, guys, the Mavericks have made the most out of this run since they've had Dirk Nowitzki. A strong team for so long because they never tore it down.
Man, there were times they could have. I mean, you have to respect that mentality that, you know, they've maintained their unity, their continuity. And as long as you have Dirk, you know you can put pieces around him to be competitive. That's what the Mavs have always done. Well, few would have predicted back when Kevin Love was drafted 5th out of UCLA in 2008 that he'd become the superstar player we see today. You know, he's transformed his body and expanded his game year after year.
That free throw good from Kevin Love. And talk about the physical transformation for Kevin Love. Leaner, quicker, and stronger.
Yeah, credit yoga and Pilates. He's trying to be the very best he can be, and he's putting in the work to do that, so it actually helped him more at the defensive end.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Irving's checked in. Everything appeared to be lined up for Cleveland to get back into the playoffs last year, but that just wasn't the case. A lot of what-ifs for them last season.
And with another top pick on the roster, Kevin, and a youthful team, they were a popular pick before the season to play postseason games, but they still needed some seasoning.
Mavericks trail by 8. And now for Cleveland. They still have the youth to grow, but with LeBron on board, the sky for them is the limit.
As are the expectations.
Now, here is Nelson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Parsons. Soft touch off the glass. And the Cavaliers with possession here.
And one more note about Cleveland. Everyone will now assume that they will make the playoffs this year, but the ultimate goal is a title, something that hasn't happened in the city of Cleveland for any major sport in a long time. Probably 64th, I think, maybe the last title.
Again, you're right on it. Here's Nelson following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Nowitzki sets a screen for Parsons. Nowitzki with the screen on LeBron. Just 5 on the clock. Pulls it up. Shot is good, and the Cavaliers lead cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Parsons.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
Irving passes to Varejao. Irving kicks to James. Dishes to Love. The drive by James, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It goes on Chandler Parsons.
Well, Kevin Durant, last season's MVP, but LeBron James has won 4 in the last 6 seasons. He's one of only 5 players to ever win that many, and you can bet he'd love to win a few more.
At
And you remember LeBron James came within one vote, Clark, one vote of being the league's first ever unanimous MVP back in 2013.
Yeah, he got 120 out of 121 votes. And you know the question was, who did not vote for him? That's a conversation for another time. One sports writer did choose Carmelo Anthony. He said he didn't expect to be the only one. Now he lives in infamy.
The writer does.
That's exactly right.
Good. And the second free throw, good.
You know, LeBron has an interesting tradition during the playoffs. He turns his cell phone off, stops watching sports television, and instead he watches movies and reads books. That sounds like a good life lesson for all of us.
Now, here is Nelson. Nowitzki up top. 5 to shoot. Let's go. And another basket for Dallas. And for LeBron, that tradition started a handful of seasons ago, Clark. He'll even catch him reading books before games.
Well, you know, I've heard it said that all readers aren't leaders, but all leaders read. And LeBron James, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, autobiographies of Malcolm X, Jerry West, and even his friend Jay-Z, he has dedicated himself to expanding his knowledge. That's a good sign.
As you did. You are voracious.
I love to read. I've always loved to read.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they've chased down that pumpkin often.
Now, here is Irving. He's got 7. Out left to the wing. Here's Love. Sinks that one from the post. Love's got 6 points. Mavericks trail by 7. And the Mavericks call time here.
Kyrie Irving, clearly a player who's dreamed of greatness from a very young age. Going back to the 4th grade, he wrote, "I'm going to the NBA," and he wrote it across the back wall of his closet. And while it was hidden behind his clothes, it certainly wasn't far from his head or his heart.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle said to his team. He's looking for some old-fashioned offense right now. He wants the pick and roll to be the centerpiece of their game plan at that end of the floor. He also wants to see a patient offense, work for the shot, move the ball around, and as he told them, quote, "If you don't see a good shot, find someone who does." They're not going to wait for halftime. They want those adjustments to have an impact right away. Over to you, Kevin.
And thank you for that, Doris. And it's Ellis penetrating. That's good. Ellis has got 12 points in the game.
And Irving still wanted to write down goals. He used to write them in a notebook he still keeps. Now he'll write them down in his phone. All part of setting his sights high and dreaming big.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. And for Irving, just like those words in the back of his closet stayed hidden, his great talent stayed hidden for a long time as well.
Yeah, it didn't really dominate until his senior year of high school, Kevin. Only 11 games he played at Duke. It might seem he was an overnight sensation in the NBA, but in truth, he spent a lifetime laying the foundation for his game.
Now, here is Irving. 7 points in the game. Varejão's shot is good.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Nelson outside. On the wing, Ellis. Back to Nelson. 6 to shoot. James against Parsons. Again, the Mavericks score.
He's finally starting to get it going here offensively.
Cleveland leading by 7. 1:51 left in the first half of basketball. Irving dishes to Love. Tries from 10. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 5 assists in the game.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Boy, the ball movement's been fantastic here the last few possessions.
Now, here is Nelson. Ellis outside. He kicks to Nowitzki. Dallas moving the ball around. Parsons against James. And Nowitzki wide open. He fires. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Nowitzki's got 8 points. Ellis against Waiters. And that one's good. Waiters got the lead up to 9 now for the Cavs.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something they should get away from.
Nowitzki sets a screen for Nelson. Out to the wing. Nowitzki in the post. He's going up against Love. That is good. And that's 10 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him.
And Varejao kicks to Irving. No good. And it's Dallas the other way.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
LeBron passes to Love. Rebounded by Ellis.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack early before the defense can get itself set.
Second quarter ends in a tight one. Cleveland ahead. They're up by 5. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Gentlemen, I'm over here with Tristan Thompson, and after that first half, Tristan, what's the plan going to be for this second half?
Well, it's simple. It's going to be a dogfight. You know, they got big guys, true bigs, and we got to come out, play hard, and not let up.
You have to have plenty of bark in a dogfight, Tristan. Thank you. Guys?
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. What can you say? LeBron James, what an impressive effort today.
He has that slasher mentality, guys. We saw all the evidence of that in the first half as he continually got to the rim and scored.
Yeah, he had the jetpack on today, Steve, blowing by the defender no matter who they put on him.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for Dallas, Dirk and Chandler up front. Monte is the 2 with Parsons playing the small forward. And it's Nelson in at the point. Pass to Chandler. Kicks it out to Parsons. Ellis against Waiters. 5 to shoot. Parsons dishes to Ellis. Three-pointer. And James pulls it down. James has got 4 rebounds in this game.
You know, to make the playoffs in the West, because it's so difficult out there, you've got to take advantage of your opportunities against the weaker East, and the Mavs did just that.
Here is Nelson. Dion Waiters making his last shot. Out to the right wing. Nowitzki kicks to Nelson. Now the pass to Ellis. The 3. Good, and a nice assist from Nelson. 15 points for Monte Ellis.
You know, defensively, you cannot forget about him. They gave him a wide open look there.
James, the pass to Verjao. Chandler with the steal. Nelson against Verjao. Out to Nelson. Great D that time from Irving.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
Kicks it to James. 13 feet away, and the basket good. LeBron's got 17 now.
You know, the turnaround jumper, guys, is one of those shots that always just looks so good. I mean, it's got that nice, smooth, singular motion. Sweet.
Irving with the steal. Good. And it's an 8-point Cleveland lead.
Oh, man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. The drive by Ellis. Makes it off the glass. Ellis has got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, he wasn't phased at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
Turnaround J. LeBron James again. James has got 19 points.
Well, it's been a great start for this offense here in the second half. 4 for 4.
Nelson kicks to Nowitzki. A leaner. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
I tell you what, I can't argue with the result, but a little unnecessary to go to the off-balance shot there.
Irving kicks to Verjao. He dishes it to LeBron. Back to Verjao. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. 6 points for Anderson Verjao.
What a big-time mismatch it's been in the post. Where's the defensive adjustment? They're getting housed down there.
They sure are. You got to come up with something. A double team, maybe a substitution, but this is getting ridiculous.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Yes, Kevin, Cavaliers head coach David Blatt, unknown here in the United States, but he spent the last 2 decades establishing himself as the premier coach in Europe. Last season, he led Maccabi Tel Aviv to an upset EuroLeague title. One GM described the team as, quote, outgunned at every position except coach. Kevin, it's been his dream to coach in the NBA.
Many consider him a genius-level coach. Doris, thanks. We'll see how he does. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Irving against Nelson. Nowitzki with the screen on Irving. Nelson kicks to Nowitzki. From 11 feet away, that's good. Nowitzki's got 14 points.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Pass to Verjao. He feeds it to James. Back to Verjao. It's rebounded by Dallas. Chandler's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Well, Anderson Verjao staying relatively healthy last season. That's to say he only missed 17 games. And that's a far cry from his previous 3 seasons where he played a total of just 81 games.
Now here's Parsons following the miss by Anderson Verjao. 2 on the clock. The wing jumper off target.
Looked like he rushed that one, guys. The defense was out of position. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage.
And Verjao, Steve, has shown flashes of all-star caliber production at the center position. It's been his injuries that have really held him back.
Yeah, it's good to see him able to remain on the court for most of the season. I mean, a tough year for the Cavs last year record-wise, but Verjao, for him, a step in the right direction health-wise.
The Cavaliers leading by 5. Irving with the ball, and it's Nelson picking him up. James dishes to Irving. Now here's Waiters. He's got 13. Clock at 4. Here's LeBron. And that one's good. LeBron's got 8 points here in this quarter. Mavericks trailed by 7. Nelson outside. Nowitzki with the screen on Irving. Nelson, the pass to Chandler. Back to Nelson. A floater. That is good. Nelson's got his second basket of the game.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Timeout called, Cleveland. Well, we've all seen what Tyson Chandler can accomplish when healthy, and that is some kind of force.
Yeah, you know, maybe the best stretch of his career was at the start of the decade, a 2011 title with the Mavericks. 2012, he got a gold medal in London and was the defensive player of the year in the league. And in 2013, an all-star. I mean, that's a pretty strong three-season run.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Thompson, he's checked in for Bergeron. Marion comes in for Kevin Love. And Mike Miller subbed in for James. Here's Crowder. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Harris against Irving. Wright with a screen on Irving. Harris misses.
Well, Tyson Chandler has battled injury throughout his career. He had the bulged disc in his neck, injured him for parts of last season. And I think that was a big reason for the Knicks' struggles.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Blatt as he addressed his team. Their transition offense has to be a focal point, he told them. Points on the break are going to be crucial for the rest of this game. Also, he was just as passionate when he told them that they needed to put everything they have into their offensive rebounding. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
Look at Chandler, and when he's healthy, he's a terrific rim protector inside and pretty good finisher around the rim, too, offensively. He's excellent as a screener in pick and rolls. It'll be interesting to see if he can get back to that peak level. Monte Ellis at 6'3" is certainly a gifted scorer. He played most of his career minutes at the shooting guard position. He gives up some size there, however, and that's been a challenge for him at the defensive end.
And so Monte Ellis nails both of them.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
And some have felt as a scoring combo guard, Ellis would be best as a sixth man. Steve, coming off the bench, what do you think?
I agree. You know, as talented as he is, you know, he's really kind of a combo guard who's a nightmare matchup for a lot of players. But he's not a true point, and he doesn't have that size that you want at the two-guard spot. So, to me, sixth man makes perfect sense.
Here's Harris. Sean Marion making his last shot. Wright sets a screen for Ellis, and it's Wright atop the key. The dish to Harris. The feed to Crowder. That's good.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
Well, this game has been tough, Clark. I mean, they're getting after it, and I think they're starting to run a little bit low on energy, possibly.
Miller, no luck.
Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
And Aminu kicks to Harris. Ellis goes in. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. And it's now only a 1-point Cleveland lead. Harris against Irving. Marion a screen on Harris. Miller dishes to Waiters. Tries again, and it's laid up and in by Thompson. Thompson's got 6 points.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
They double team Ellis. Back to Harris. Aminu, the pass to Wright. And he gets it to go.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
Here's Irving following the score by Dallas. And Dion Waiters, the bucket on the assist by Irving. 15 points for Dion Waiters.
Very effective screen to set up the jumper. That was the key to that play.
And it's Harris off the drive. That's good.
Signature basket for him there. And, you know, they can turn this deficit around pretty quickly if he gets on a roll.
And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Cavaliers.
and their mid-range shooting continues to be accurate.
I like the work they've been doing in the low post, too. I mean, we've seen a lot of points coming on the inside all day.
Devin Harris originally signing a 3-year, $9 million contract with the Mavs going into last season, but had to settle for a 1-year minimum contract after the physical revealed he had a dislocated toe.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's Waiters. Again, the Cavaliers score. Mavericks trailed by 3. Harris kicks to Ellis. On baseline, Jay, and another basket for Dallas. And Harris missed the first half of last season, but then Clark, when he returned, he played fairly well.
Kevin, I thought he still had that burst of quickness combined with solid playmaking, and he's a nice combo guard to have on your roster.
This has been a different kind of game here in the second half. I thought both clubs a little slow in the first.
No question, but they're really going at it now.
They double-team Ellis. Harris dishes to Aminu. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Boy, you wonder what the score of this game would be if they weren't pulling down all these rebounds.
Love what I'm seeing from them in the paint.
Dallas has gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. They double-team Ellis. And so here's Cleveland. Mavericks trail by 5. And good on the basket. Book it. Wright's got 6.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too. That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
Now, here's Aminu. Crowder, the pass to Harris. Clock at 6. And Miller with the block.
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
Irving from long range. Another miss by Irving. Dallas has gone past the 3-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Harris outside. Wright outside. Feeds to Ellis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They double-team Ellis. And here are the Cavaliers now. The Cavaliers leading by 5. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Outside Irving. Here's Marion. The putback, and Thompson throws it down.
They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
And they've needed every one of those rebounds. I think that's what's put them in front here.
Ellis kicks to Harris with 1 on the clock and released it in time, but it's off the mark. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. Cavaliers lead by 7. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. Mavericks trail by 7. Irving and Waiters, the guards. The 2 stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. And it's Verjao in its center. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Nowitzki, that's good, and so Felton has the assist there. Felton has got 3 assists now in this one. Passes it to Verjao. James against Parsons. It's blocked, and they're able to recover. Shots good by Waiters.
You know, they've been able to depend on his offense all game long, guys. He's drained a lot of shots out here.
And between now and the horn, Steve, the ball should be in his hands as much as possible if they want to continue to build this lead.
Here's Felton. Dion Waiters making his last shot. Chandler with the screen on Irving. Shot clock at 6. Here's Parsons. Misses off the left iron. Cleveland leading by 7. The drive by James. Shot is blocked. But they get it back. Outside Irving. Goes back up. Dishes it to LeBron. James with another miss. Mavericks trail by 7. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. It's tipped. Nowitzki, the pass to Ellis. For the 3. The Cavaliers pull it in. Love's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. The drive by James. Great defense that time from Ellis.
And it seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Felton kicks to Ellis. Back to Felton. Dallas moving it around. Here's Nowitzki, and that one's good.
Well, those are key baskets, and we know he can deliver down the stretch.
For Cleveland, they've gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the 4th quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. It's LeBron with the drive.
Nothing's going his way since the horn. I mean, looks like he used up all his makes in the last quarter.
Parsons with it, and it's Waiters picking him up. Back to Parsons. The 3. The shot is off, and it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. They've led by as much as 10. And Waiters with the bucket on the assist by Irving. 23 points for Dion Waiters. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Chandler with a screen for Ellis. Chandler dishes to Ellis. Clock at 6. The 11-footer. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
What a game for Ellis. He's got 26 points, and he's knocked down a pair of 3-pointers in this game, too.
Well, they might want to think about setting a few more screens for him to try to give him another open look or two.
That's good from Ellis. Well, the Cavaliers largely underachieved last season. And a big part of that was constantly dealing with distractions the entire season, it seemed.
Yeah, it certainly appeared that way. It was always something with players fighting in-house or items getting leaked to the media and causing things to get stirred up. It's very hard when those distractions are circulating for you to be effective.
And with Cleveland, it was just a train of events that led to the bad environment between players getting into it with each other and saying they wanted out of Cleveland. Some players saying it was about their brand and nothing else. They did everything they could do to get things in order this summer and did a pretty good job at it.
On better footing now, for sure.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what David Blatt said to the team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
And for the Cavs, they needed to have a big change in culture, and they seemingly did that with bringing LeBron back into the fold and hiring Black. You can expect them to be solely focused on winning games this season.
Ellis with a screen on Verajao. Verajao against Chandler. Shoots from the high post. Chandler slams it home for the putback.
Tell you what, coaches love to see that kind of hustle, guys. I mean, getting after it on the offensive board, that's always a winning play.
Absolutely.
Now, coaches love to see the hustle, but the fans love to see the dunk.
Waiters passes to LeBron. Goes back up. Pass to Irving. Fires the 3. And another 3 for Cleveland.
Another good look there, and that's his second three-pointer of the game.
Nelson, no one around him. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer.
Irving kicks to LeBron. And Love has it in the corner. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. 14 points for Love.
Man, they are spreading the floor and letting it fly, really knocking it down from outside.
And I love that gunslinger's mentality, Steve. Playing to win as opposed to playing it safe. I call it prevent offense when you try to protect the lead. Let it fly, let it fly, let it fly.
Here is Verija after the made shot from Jameer Nelson. LeBron outside. Love with the screen for James. And Nowitzki with the block. Nelson with it. Back to Ellis. Cavaliers with the rebound. Love's got his 8th rebound here tonight. In the corner, Irving with it. James dishes to Verija. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. And that is good. Waiters got the lead up to 10 now for the Cavs.
That's 2 straight quick three-pointers they've allowed.
They better not make it 3 straight, because now all of a sudden you're looking at a hot streak.
Ellis against Verija. Here's Nowitzki. Cans the shot from the wing. Nowitzki's got 6 here in this quarter.
Yeah, he's been the key cog in their offense with the way he shot the ball.
His percentage today beyond impressive. Certainly not his fault the score is what it is.
Now here's James. Fires from the line. LeBron with another miss.
He has just disappeared this quarter, not making a mark at all offensively.
And I'm sure he's ready to put this quarter behind him and quickly.
Here's Ellis. For 3, Nelson. They shoot again. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Tell you what, he's had an excellent game, and they're going to have to continue to rely on him if they're going to come back.
Shooting for Dallas, Monte Ellis. Shooting one.
Well, the Mavs took some heat when they opted not to try to defend their 2011 championship with the same players, opting for cap room instead. And, you know, they've swung and missed on some big names, but they've put together a really deep club with some very smart signings.
Now here's Love. Waiters passes to LeBron. And another 3 for Cleveland.
What a display of offense we've seen today, and it's only getting better.
Well, both defenses have been on their heels all day, and it's begun to take its toll.
Here's Nelson. He kicks it to Chandler. And down it goes, jamming that one home. They'd love to get more of those, the easiest 2 points possible. And on a fierce finish.
Yeah, and that's exactly how they're going to cut into the lead, Kevin.
Yeah, that's why they've got to tighten up their D. And I'd be surprised if the defense allows any more free runs to the hoop like that.
And so here's Cleveland, following the score by Dallas. And here is Waiters. Launches a 3, and that one's good. Waiters got 29.
And, you know, when it comes to Dirk Nowitzki, he has said, he's on the record as saying he wants to retire a Maverick. Ownership, anyway, has reciprocated that desire, but the greatest player in franchise history deserves to finish out strong in legitimate contention, and they've committed the resources to try to make that be a reality. This is what this team is all about right here. They're forcing their way inside and having a lot of success. That's their identity. They're a pounded inside team, and that's what they're showing.
Shooting for Cleveland.
And for Nowitzki, he's made financial sacrifices to enable the Mavericks the cap space, Steve, to go out and construct this roster.
Yeah, only $26 million on the books before he was re-signed, so that left plenty of shopping money, and they spent it well.
Well, Clark, a bit of a down year shooting-wise for Kyrie Irving last season.
Yeah, it sure was, and you heard some sources within the Cavs organization questioning his leadership, too. I mean, the chemistry in Cleveland, not really where it needed to be, kind of a mess all season, quite honestly. And Irving is still young and has a lot on his shoulders, and maybe started to show some of the frustration with the expectations and demands that have been placed on him. But now, you know, as he continues to grow as a leader, having LeBron James there and some other veterans who've come in should really help smooth that out for the young standout.
Here's Waiters, following the score by Dallas. From the high post, connects, the jumper drops. Waiters got 31.
You know, he's showing some kind of a killer instinct this quarter, trying to stretch this lead out.
Nowitzki with the screen on James. Parsons for three, and he gets the bucket. Parsons got it back down to single digits for Dallas. And for Irving, a chance to learn from the best player in the world. On winning more games, I think it'll really help his development as a player and a leader, too.
That's guaranteed.
Parsons, right side. Now the pass to Ellis. 14 feet away. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
That's pretty much how this game has gone. They've controlled the boards and look to come away with the win right here.
Shot's good by Waiters.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
Dallas calls timeout. And Clark, as you were saying before, they're controlling the inside presence, just overwhelming here today.
And I really thought that was the deciding factor, Kevin. I mean, they were just too strong inside.
Mavericks trail by 13. Nelson outside. Nowitzki sets a screen for Nelson. Another three for Dallas.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
James against Parsons. Love with the screen for LeBron. Raiders on the wing. Just 5 on the clock. The drive by LeBron. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
The Mavericks having lots of trouble defending against LeBron.
He's got 26 points and 4 assists. He's shown some flash with his passing and some grit with his board work.
Well, that's not a combination too many players are capable of either, guys.
2 shots.
That free throw, no good. He hits the second from the line.
Thank you, Cleveland!
Mavericks trailed by 11. Parsons on the wing. This one for 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Irving kicks to LeBron. Hits the jumper in space. LeBron's got 6 in the quarter.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, I mean, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
Dallas calls timeout. They're losing by 10. 1:49 left here in the fourth quarter. .149 left in the fourth. Nelson dishes to Nowitzki. Back to Nelson. Parsons outside. From outside the arc. Love grabs the board. Love's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done.
Well, they've really dominated on the glass. And, of course, they've done a lot of good things here tonight, but the rebounds have played a major factor.
Hey, Steve, you know rebounding always one of the key barometers in determining the victor.
And he gets it to go. And now it's a 12-point Cleveland lead.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
And Parsons gets it to go.
He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
Cleveland leading by 10.
I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Cavaliers.
2 great rebounding teams, Clark.
Yeah, and these guys just worked a little bit harder tonight. That was the edge that was needed.
And if you had to pick one player who would take over everyone else in terms of picking up his game, it was, I think, that kind of a night for Dion Waiters. Every time he shot it seemed like it was just going to drop in, and nobody was surprised.
Irving with the ball. Now guarded by Parsons. Irving kicks to James. He dishes it to Verejao. And stolen by Parsons. Chandler with a screen for Ellis. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Ellis has got 33.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Here's LeBron. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, congratulations on a wonderful performance. Can you tell us what goes on in your mind when you get in this kind of a rhythm like we saw in this basketball game?
It's a zone you get into, and you know, it's kind of unexplainable, you know, and you try to go out there and you feel like there's nothing that you can't do. You know, and hopefully the momentum just continued to go throughout the whole quarter, and it did. And not only did it open up for me, open up for the rest of us, too.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Dion Waiters.